It's the Brad and John Show.
It is the Brad and John Show. Today's date is the 16th. Did I get that right? 16th of February. It's a Monday.
You did, Brad. Good job.
TGIM. And it's the B block, which means...
It's time for Brad's Top 3.
And John, what do we start off with Brad's Top 3?
It's number 3.
It's number 3.
It is James Carville, the Ragin' Cajun. Have you heard about his rant over the weekend?
No, I haven't. What's he ranting about now?
Well, keep in mind, first off, his prediction was that the 47th president of the United States would be none other than Kamala Harris. Do you think he got that prediction right or wrong, John? What would you say?
And you agreed with him, right?
I did agree with him.
Okay, yeah. So you guys were both old men that were wrong. And thankfully, thanks to Hans Wyman, you have a great head of hair. But so he predicted Kamala. What happened over the weekend?
He went off on an expletive-filled rant against Republicans. As a matter of fact, he said...
Oh, no, that's a shocker.
He said the Democratic Party will win the next two elections and defeat the GOP MFers. And I'm quoting there. I'm just leaving out all the other words. You can figure out what the MFers are. And he's essentially saying that I know we all got to get through this with difficult times, but never forget it's Mardi Gras. And never forget that if we don't develop a sense of, I don't know, you call it gallows humor, then the BSers have won. But he didn't say maybe, you know what he said.
Him and Brad and Shelleyers.
No, he said it wasn't the BSers. He says the witches with the capital B have won.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do you like James Carville?
Yeah, we've discussed this many times on the show. I think he has some really good insights. I've read a lot of what he's written. Because I don't pay much attention to like the DC culture much these days or what national pundits have to say. I don't know if he's gone off the deep end, but he's always entertaining. That's for sure. But
John, keep in mind one thing. Whenever we talk about this, John always comes up with the fact that if you go back, I think I just heard you do this on a recent show. In modern election history, the party that's in the White House always loses the Congress. Wasn't that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I don't know if every time they lose Congress, but they lose seats. They don't always lose Congress. But look at what happened during Ronald Reagan's term. Go to any president, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton. Look at when did Republicans take over Congress? 1994, during the midterms when Clinton was president. So the party in power in the White House always loses seats in the midterms. So it's just a matter of how bad the losses are.
So isn't that sort of like James Carville saying that, hey, I think the Cardinals are going to play baseball this spring again? Isn't that sort of like a prediction that everybody would go like, duh?
Well, maybe, but also it's a matter of degree. And based on what you said, if Carville says that Democrats will do well in the next two elections, he's predicting that Democrats will win the presidency in 2028.
Well, I have to agree with them to a certain extent. The Republicans keep making stupid mistakes, but that's a whole other story. Okay, you ready for number 2?
Yeah, give it to us, Brad.
It's time for Brad's number 2.
Okay, John, we get all the hype leading up to the Olympics. And would you say, are you following the Olympics at all? Did you have
No, not at all. I have no interest in anything that's happening there.
The Olympics, the American team has not done that well. And it's one of these things where the guy who everybody, do you know who they call the quad god? Do you know who this guy is? You know,
is it the ice skater?
Right. Did you hear?
Is it Elio? Isn't that his name?
Something like that. Elio Iman or something like that. Did you hear what happened to him where he finished? He was a lock for a gold medal. And guess where he finished?
No, out of the rankings.
8th. He finished.
No
8th.
Way.
Yes. And poor Lindsey Vonn. Okay. She's the downhill skier who has been doing this for a long time. And she blew out her ACL, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And she says, I'm going to ski on my screwed up ACL. I'm back to normal. She goes and she skis. And did you by any chance see her wreck? Did you see this?
I didn't, but I heard about it on the radio.
It's one of these things that everybody who watches it says, ooh, when you see it. It's like the thing. Hold on a minute.
And I thought she actually broke her leg. Did she not break her leg? Did she just hurt her knee?
Well, she did. That's what I'm going to talk about. Indulge me. Will you indulge me just for a minute? Would you indulge me just for a minute, John? Okay, here we go.
The Frenchman, Yannick Bertrand, through the S turn. Yannick Bertrand. Oh, the gate to the groin for Yannick Bertrand, and you could hear it. And if you're a man, you could feel it. Wow, watch this again. Oh, the Frenchman. Oh, monsieur. Wow, the boys took a beating on that one. That guy needs a hug. Those are the moments that change your life if you're a man, I tell you what.
That was the French skier who hit the gate, shall we say, dead center, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I recall that from last week.
Okay, I heard this over the weekend, and to me, I thought, God, this is horrible. Lindsey Vonn has already had, in Italy, has had several operations. I saw one source that said she had 4, one source said she had 5, due to a broken leg. I heard a doctor, an MD, an orthopedic surgeon over the weekend on a talk show talking about the fact that there's a good chance she may have to have her leg amputated. I mean, I'm thinking,
oh, no way. Are you serious?
He was serious as a heart attack. And I thought to myself, no kid. He gave the whole medical reason for it and the whole bit that there are certain injuries to your leg and the bones in your leg which you cannot come back from. And, look at the situation with, you got a lot of war heroes that have limbs amputated. Some of them are unfortunately blown off, but some of them are so badly damaged they cannot be fixed. Doctors can't do anything for them. I'm thinking to myself, God, would that be horrific or whatever? But the other side of the equation is, can you imagine if that happens, what her stock with endorsing stuff would be? I mean,
oh, yeah, through the roof.
I mean, she would be like the hero. Look what she did for the United States. She gave up a leg to compete in the Olympics. And I'm not kidding. I'm being serious about this.
That would be like a good sitcom narrative or maybe a movie where she faked having a fake leg.
I don't think.
And then at one point she gets involved in a romantic thing and the guy's like peeling her, and then he's like, oh, my God, you have 2 legs. And then she has to confess that she was just faking the amputation for endorsement deals. I think I just came up with a Lindsey Vonn movie.
Can I tell you an embarrassing situation that Brad, personally had?
Yeah, you took a woman's clothes off and she was an amputee.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's almost as bad as that. I had a meeting with someone that I was meeting with, and we both walked into the room about the same time, and I have a limp, and she had a limp. And I said to her, we have something in common. We both have limps. And she says, yeah, but I only have 1 leg. And she pulled up her pants, like she had loose sitting pants suit on to show me she had a prosthetic leg. And I felt like the stupidest guy in the world.
And then she took it off and beat you.
She beat me over the head with her prosthetic leg. Okay. Once again, one of those things where you think you're trying to essentially,
be empathetic. Like you're building a connection, you're doing some pacing, and then you're just pointing out something critical and terrible that happened in her life.
Yes, and the meeting didn't go well from that point, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, I got to reset this because we played that. I got to go back to here. You ready for number 1, John?
Yeah, give it to us, Brad.
And now, big finish, Brad's number.
I think Richard West should go out to Foristell tomorrow night. You know why that is, John?
Yeah, I see in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that there is going to be a big hearing in a bigger meeting room about the new data center in Foristell.
Right, and I think that might even be Richard West's territory out there. He's like in New Melly, which is sort of out in that direction there. I don't know.
It could be, yeah, it could be his area.
I'll double check and see what his what do you call that?
Legislative district.
District is. Okay. He should go out there and walk in the room and say, yeah, we want this data center. And if you saw what happened to me over the weekend, I'm against the fact that the city is controlling all the shots at the airport. St. Louis County needs to have more, or St. Charles County needs to have more input into the airport. And I want to build an airport out here in Foristell. What do you think, John?
People would go for it 100%, and I think they would love it, and I think they would reward him handsomely.
Don't you think? Don't you think that would be it? I mean,
Did you want to talk about the data center, or are we just talking about Richard West?
I am so sick and tired of seeing these people. I mean, okay. I can't resist myself, John. There are some people on some of these.
You can't resist yourself.
No, I can't.
That's what you say when you look in the mirror, isn't it? I can't resist you.
No, I say I can't believe that's me. I look at the mirror and I can't believe the mirror doesn't crack. Okay. there are so many stupid comments made on these Facebook sites. Of course, you're going to say it's nothing but what do you call them?
No, wait a minute. Are you saying that comments on a Facebook page are less than ideal?
There was a woman on there. My comment to these people is, and I do this, I don't know, I've done it maybe 7 or 8 times. All these people are commenting, and my comment is, if it wasn't for the data centers, you wouldn't be able to post this on Facebook because there would be no Facebook. John, am I right or not?
Yeah, you're right. Data centers are required for this. But isn't their point, put a data center not in my backyard, just put it somewhere else?
Well, so a woman replied to me and she said, "You're wrong. I have Wi-Fi on my phone. I don't need a data center."
You're joking.
I swear to God.
That's incredible. Like, talk about missing the entire point. That's great, Brad.
She has Wi-Fi. So I guess Facebook, she doesn't realize it, but Facebook is hosted on her phone.
It's very kind of her to host Facebook on her phone and take some of the burden off of Facebook.
But see, the other point of this is, and just like the thing we talked about with the situation with Mercy Hospital, with Washington Data Center, okay? When people talk about the cloud, what are they talking about, John?
They're talking about God Squad.
No, they're not talking about God Squad.
Oh.
When people are saying your information, you're going to host your website in the cloud, that the data is in the cloud, that the backup for your phone's in the cloud. We have in the iPhone, you have the iCloud. What is the cloud, John? John, tell me what the cloud is.
It's just an imaginary thing that doesn't really exist. It doesn't require any space, any energy, any water to cool the data centers. It's just an imaginary space, usually known as like a nimbus or a stratus.
But seriously, John, where is the cloud? The cloud is data centers, right? The cloud.
Yeah, it's hosted in data centers for sure. It requires data centers. Brad, is this at all comparable to people who complain about cell towers?
Yes. Well, but here's the interesting thing. There's other posts on these anti-data center, rants on Facebook where people are saying things like, okay, we don't need another AI data center because all those people do is do stupid photos and stupid videos with AI. So it's like, obviously, that would be like someone complaining about that they don't like McDonald's hamburgers, but they've never been to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? They don't quite understand that so many things are moving to AI, and I do some goofy videos, and some goofy pictures. I'll plead guilty to that. But the interesting part of it is you hear so many people, and to the point where when I'm doing not goofy stuff, I'm using the AI for a lot of different things. I've heard doctors talking about, I've heard attorneys talking about how they use AI for advanced research, that they're doing things for attorneys are researching cases. This is why I say, and by the way, John, I don't know if you know this, we've talked about this recently. Do you know the library near you on the other side of 40 from you on Chesterfield, was it Chesterfield Parkway? Is that Chesterfield Parkway West?
Yeah, go ahead.
The St. Louis County Library? Do you know the status of that?
Yeah, we've Dedum Tots. We've discussed this many times in the show. Is something new about it?
It's closed.
Oh, wow. That's great. Yeah, I don't go to it. So
and they're getting ready.
It doesn't affect me at all.
They're getting ready to demolish it because, you know why, John?
They're building a brand new one.
And I'm thinking to myself, that would sort of like being, okay, we're going to tear down the stables in downtown St. Louis because we need new stables because of all the people that have their horses in downtown St. Louis. We need new stables. The old stables aren't any good anymore. You know what I'm saying, John?
Yeah. And by the way, I love the fact that after she passes away, you besmirch libraries after your mom passes away.
See,
because you wouldn't have the gall to do it when she was still here. And I love the fact, other people have pointed out, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I love the fact that in these stories where people criticize data centers, exactly what you said, people criticize AI and say AI is stupid. And I think that maybe if you're the data center industry and you look back 3-4 years ago and you talked about how we need data centers because of how powerful AI is, you look back to your messaging of 3 years ago and you're like, dang it, that was a mistake. Because now old people and people who comment on Boomer Facebook will say, well, data centers are just for AI. Like that was probably a strategic mistake for data center industry.
You know, it's one of those things where you see some parts of the country that are open to things, and you see some parts of the country that are against things. And the seems like the places that are for things have an open mind, except for the lady down in Tennessee who ran for the congressional seat that's part of Nashville, when she says, I don't like country music and I don't like all those bridal parties or those bachelorette parties on what is it? Is it on Broadway in downtown Nashville?
Yeah. You don't want them down there. You don't want them going to Tootsie's down there. You want them going to Parrots right there off 364. You know what I'm saying? They're pretty much comparable. You know, where are you going to, maybe you have hot chicks at a bachelorette party. Maybe you have a toothless woman who's looking for a little trucker meth. Parrots is exactly the same as Tootsie's. Have
you ever been to Parrots before?
Oh, I stepped foot in there, I'd say probably 2005, and I've never been back.
I had a friend of mine that always, as a matter of fact, it was, I won't say his name, but he used to do karaoke there. And one night I went and didn't stay long. That's all I say. Okay, time for us to take a break.